Welcome to Louisville Slugger Field as the hosts Louisville City FC get set to host Harrisburg City Islanders. Lou City coming in second in the East right now with 3 games in hand on the first place team, the Charlotte Independents. They've won 4 of 5 alongside the one and only Gary O'Reilly, a veteran of 14 years in the English top flight. I am Dallin Cuff, and Gary, this guy, Oscar Jimenez, has been hooking people up. 5 assists on the year. He makes this offense go.
Oh, yeah. He provides them, and the other guys stick them in. He's the one man that the City Islanders are going to have to come to grips with. Shut him down, and they have half a chance.
And the guy that's going to be responsible, at least in front of the goal for the City Islanders to do that, is going to be Brandon Miller. Your thoughts on defensively, him and what they've got to do to keep maybe another clean sheet? He has 6 on the year.
I know, but they haven't done too well just lately. Maybe this is the moment it changes. He's got to organize that back line in front of him and really, really get their confidence back. Otherwise, it's going to be a real tough day at the office once again.
10 goals allowed in the last 5 games for Harrisburg. Let's take a look at their lineup now. We mentioned Miller. They go 4-2-3-1. Coach Beecher does. Now, Gary, before the game, you said you thought he would go 4-2-3-1. Why?
Okay, so if you've got 18 Mohammed and 23 McClaws, that's where your width is going to come from. It's going to come from deep, and they may not get picked up. If that's the case, you've got a front 3 for the City, Lou City. Now, the 2 central defenders, 4 and 5, and DePrima and Grosh are the 4 that are going to sit. They'll go to a back 3 with 1 in front. But for me, Mendoza and Wilson, if they can get the fullbacks in and supply through to those guys, they might just have a trick or two. That upsets the home team.
All right, let's look at the home team's lineup now. James O'Connor, no surprise, going 3-4-3. Now, he does make 4 changes to the team that won at the weekend. Most notably, Luke Spencer not up top. Kyle Smith also out for a red card. Who else should we watch? There's a lot of firepower in this squad.
Okay, Oscar Jimenez, number 19 on the left, most certainly someone to keep an eye on. Illich was scoring before Spencer came in to replace him, so he might just have a personal point to prove to the coach. Keep an eye out for Mark Anthony Kaye. And I cannot leave without saying my favorite name in the USL, Speedy Williams. Absolutely love that name. Go on, my friend. Have a flying day.
The Jamaican Speedy Williams will be watching him. We may see Luke Spencer leading goal scorer. He's got 8 on the year. He is in the 18, but as I just mentioned, not in the 11. We will be back here from Louisville Slugger Field in just a few minutes, getting set for Lou City to host the City Islanders.
The summer clearance event is now at Commonwealth Dodge Ram. Save $6,300 on a new 17 Journey, now just $15,990. $6,000 off a new 17 Grand Caravan, now $23,790. And if you're busy, we'll bring the test drive to you. Check it all out at CommonwealthDodge.com.
Hi, my name is Susan Rademacher. I'm one of our HR managers here at the Louisville Specialty Center. Parallon is one of the healthcare industry's leading providers in revenue recovery. We need a lot of people to help us do that, and that's why we need you.
Hi, I'm Rashawn, and I'm a support specialist. I've been at Parallon for 16 years, and why do I love it? It's definitely because of the people.
We value your opinion, and we push to promote from within. We work hard, and we have fun.
Fast foodies get a win before the game even starts. Because the 4 for $3 comes with a rally burger with cheese, fries, pie, and a drink. Beats overpriced stadium food. The 4 for $3 deal with your choice of 3 sandwiches, rallies, and checkers.
The official burger of the Louisville Cardinals.
Louisville City FC on WBNA 21 is sponsored in part by
Commonwealth Dodge, the Tri-State's #1 Dodge Ram dealer, home of a lifetime powertrain warranty. Guts, glory, Ram.
There's a new TV show here in Louisville you need to check out, and it's Hey Kentucky. But you know the NCAA, they're going to make some, it's going to be like an Abraham Isaac sacrifice.
Hey Kentucky, we are here in Nashville at the George Jones Museum with the possum and some people behind us, and we're going to talk about the UK game.
Here's what we do. We talk about all the news of the state. That includes Kentucky basketball, but also politics, entertainment. Whatever's going on, we give it to you. 10 o'clock every night, WBNA Channel 21.
Ram Truck Headquarters is Commonwealth Dodge Ram. Save $8,000 on a new Ram 1500 4x4 Crew Cab. Now just $31,515. A sporty Charger or Challenger SXT, your choice. Just $24,288. Commonwealth Dodge Ram, right on Preston and always right on the price.
Back here at Louisville Slugger Field as Lou City gets set to take on the Harrisburg City Islanders. The team in purple is 6-1-2 here at home so far this year. They've had a good outing at home. Let's take a look at some of the coaches here. Bill Betcher from Harrisburg City. He is the only coach that this club has ever known. In his 14th season, 124, 103, and 73 is his record. They made it to the USL Finals back in 14. That is the highlight. And then James O'Connor for Louisville in his 3rd year here has done a great job. Back-to-back years, they've made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, have yet to get over that hump. But Gary O'Reilly, they're pretty well poised right now. 2nd place, 3 points out of 1st place with 3 games in hand right now.
Yeah, his pre-game speech been quite simple, really. When we come back in at the end of the game, I expect us to be top. And then just shut the door and the job done.
Job done right there. We're about to get set here. Aaron Hernandez, your man in the middle, officiating everything. Last time these two teams met, though, on June 24th, it was a similar situation. Lou City was rolling. Everything was going great. Harrisburg was in a tough stretch as they are in now. They have winless in their last 6. But Harrisburg won that game 1-0 at home and controlled the game for the vast majority of it.
Helping bring all 32 games during the USL season to live TV.
And this half here, the portion of this game is brought to you by Plainview Apartments. Tonight's broadcast presented by Plainview Apartments, the official housing partner of Lou City.
One thing I would say for the City Islanders is because Louisville City have a back 3 in defensive line, there will be space in those wide areas around the back. So that's maybe what he's thinking in the sense of playing with McLaws and Mohamed in a back 4 and coming from deep and not being tracked. We'll see if that comes through in the opening parts of this game.
Just one of the things to watch for here is Bill Betcher starts the 4-2-3-1. That ball played up to Mark-Anthony Cain. He's been really playing well as of late, the Canadian international. Drops it back to Sean Reynolds. He's going to be anchoring things in the center back. Paco Craig, your favorite, one of your other favorite names in the USL, is out right now. Again, 3 games here in 6 days.
You can see recovery, rotation, all a vital point of the coach's armory. It's just the fact is the games come so quickly, you can't play your players every single time in every single game.
And the City Islanders actually have the opposite of the problem. They have 11 days off, which is so bizarre in this league, but they have another stretch of 15 days off after this game. So a lot of practice time for a team that's right now 13th in the Eastern Conference.
That can sometimes be a good thing.
Heavy collision there. Illich went up for the header and bodies roll. That's Thiago Calvano, the captain and center back. Brazilian came bombing up there.
Yeah, that's a classic central defender letting the striker know he is around very early in the game.
Making his presence felt, and Aaron Hernandez points the foul to be on Illich. So it will be City Islanders free kick here.
That doesn't do McLaws any favours at all, that pass from Calvano.
Ball played long, big switch looking deep, and Harrisburg actually got behind Lou City quite a bit early on in that game played up at Harrisburg back in late June. Harrisburg went in to win 4 or 5 after that. I mean, Gary, right now, like I said, they're winless in 6. As a player here, how do you get out of this rut?
You work on mentality, you work on certain things in training, particularly defensively, that you can practice in training but take onto the field with you, and it becomes an automatic pilot. All I'd think now, if I was the home team, I'd want to make the first 10-15 minutes ultra quick. And you can imagine if you're the away team and you've had such a bad run of form, if your thighs are burning because you're chasing the ball over and over and over again, your confidence is going to hit the floor.
We'll see if Lou City plays with a quicker tempo. Right now, just playing it back and forth as all the white jerseys are behind the ball. Tosh looking for the switch and delivers it out wide to Menes.
Great pass from Tosh. Great diagonal across.
Quick pass played into the feet of Mendoza, but he turns it over. Mensah couldn't really hold it up and turned it over back to Lou City.
See how many first-time passes there are from Lou City, because if that happens each time a City Islander closes him down, that ball's already gone.
Speedy Williams finding the ball, playing it back out to Tosh. Tosh head up looking for Anthony Cain, falls to his feet, Tried to lay it back to George Davis, who's back in the lineup. He's missed about a month due to injury. Davis wins it back quickly, but then surrendered it quickly.
Be an interesting battle with Cain and Mohammed in this near corner.
Tosh again trying that big switch. You like that ball? We pinged it across before. That one had a little too much on it. With that battle in particular, what are you watching for Cain and Mohammed?
Okay, I'll get the ball into Cain's feet. He's got such good close control. If he's allowed to turn and face a defender on the edge of the box, he is going to work his way in. And once he's inside the 18-yard area, you're liable to bring him down. The referee is then under pressure to give a penalty. It's a very simple way of gaining a very, very, very good advantage.
Cain is really playing with a lot of confidence lately. 2 goals, last 3 games played, called up into the Canadian national team this past summer, played in the Gold Cup against Costa Rica, 1-1 as Miller slips.
Oh, take the shot!
Try to play a 1-2, did not take the shot as Gary Riley wanted him to, and possibly an opportunity lost for Lou City early in this match.
Yeah, they were given a golden opportunity there when Miller slips wide out, and he's got a long way to travel back towards goal. I think you just say, right, just hit it as hard and as accurate as you can.
Nobody's going to bat an eye if you give it the shot from there, right?
Absolutely not. Like I say, golden ticket. It's a free ride.
Played back to Reynolds.
See how high? Look, Mensah first, and then the second player comes through. Benbow. Pressure is being applied by City Islanders, but it's not really paying off just yet. They've got to stick at it, though.
Played into the feet of Mendoza, looking across for Kay. He's able to chase it down, plays it back to Davis. Davis looking for the early ball. Cut out, though.
Davis had more time than he realized because there are a lot of white shirts around his only teammate in the 6-yard area. But again, you can see that pass out to Kay. They've definitely looked at that and thought that's an advantage they can gain.
Mohammed with the throw in, the rookie, 22-year-old from Ghana, played at Inter Allies FC. 3 players on this team actually came from that club in Ghana.
A lot of space in the central area that is desperately waiting to be explored. But you can see City Islanders are reluctant to push too many players forward because they know they will get caught on a counter-attack.
Is that part of this team just trying to hunker down and make it through the first 15 or 20? Can you not give up an early goal in this scenario?
You do. I mean, it's one of those situations where you put down markers in the game. First 10, 15, 20, get to the half-hour mark. Then your next marker is half-time. Do not concede. Create as much as you can, but golden rule, do not concede, particularly away from your home venue.
This team has struggled. When they concede first, Harrisburg 0-12 on the year. When they score first, 6-0-3. So much improved when they're the first ones on the board. See Harrisburg in the last 5 matches, as I mentioned, they've struggled. 4 losses, 3 in a row. Winless in their last 6, actually. Ball turned over. Mensah forces it, throws it up to Benbow.
Okay, a bit of momentum.
Paul Wilson leading scorer, floats one back, gets up with a header just over Mensah. First opportunity of the game, rose strong, but over the crossbar.
Okay, good combination between Benbow, Wilson, and then Mensah. Mensah's got to look at this situation and get into the box as best he can. He goes far post. Wilson has enough about him to see it, drifts it up, gives his big striker an opportunity to attack it. Yeah, not happy.
James O'Connor giving the 4th official an earful. He wanted a foul there on the turnover, but looked clean to me.
Yeah, I've got no issue with that at all. Just don't think he likes the idea of their big striker having a header.
Tosh again trying that big switch, doesn't connect.
All right, now interesting point here. When the thrower comes in, what do Louisville City do to contain this ball in a tight area?
Mensah able to get control off his chest.
Almost immediately they've won it back.
Turned over quickly. McCabe on the ball. He floats it over to Davis. Davis tries a first-time cross, but just pops it up to Miller.
That's
Miller
good
chasing
pressure.
it back.
Good pressure.
Muhammad trying to keep control of the ball. Still under duress. Again, just belts it deep, and it'll go back to Louisville City.
So pressure high up the field from Louisville City gives them possession. It's hard work that gains a profit almost immediately.
Reynolds sprays it out wide, looking for Davis. Davis able to flick it on to Kay. Kay now singled up, skips into the box, onto his left foot, gives it a strike, and it's in! The beautiful curler around Brandon Miller, just 10 minutes into the match, 1-0. Lou City is up.
Miller will not take that well. We're just over the 10-minute mark. And something we've touched on, Kay getting possession, turning and facing. And what he does here, before he shoots, he already knows what he's going to do. He knows exactly where he's going to put it and how he's going to execute the shot. His head comes up, he just curls this in. This is not blasted, this is placed.
Beautiful play by Anthony Kay, and under complete control, went right around, skipped around Travis Brent. And as we were talking about before, he's playing with confidence at Canadian International. You could see it right there.
And we said, you get into the box, you turn and face the defender, they're going to struggle because they know that if they bring you down, it's a penalty. And so they back off you. It allows space. And when they create space like that, you use it to great effect in the most punishing way.
That goal in the 11th minute brought to you by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education, Kentucky Lottery.
What a great way to come straight back into the game. Can they do it?
Harrisburg looking for the set piece, and Greg Redjitsing gets a hand to it. He's been a solid keeper, third game in a row now starting. He had injury issues early on, but very talented keeper that made some big saves in that win up at Bethlehem at the weekend. Turned over again. Kay taken down by Muhammad.
Muhammad's not happy that Kay's got that opening goal, is he? Immediate retribution with a little untidy challenge, shall we say.
Davis looked like he wanted to take that quickly, but Hernandez, the official, slowed that up.
Yeah, that's a great thing. Just set this whole thing up. You've practiced and practiced and practiced your set plays, so don't throw it away. Set this up. They are now vulnerable. They're still reliving that goal they've conceded in their mind, so punish them again.
Be Jimenez with a service. He gets it in, gets his head to it. Battled down, shot, and it's in the back of the net. Niall Ilya Illich puts it in the back of the net. We mentioned already, in there for Luke Spencer and delivering as he was earlier in the season.
Oh dear, we may need a calculator at this rate. So that's great from Miller. Look, he's pulled every player together, and so now you have a recalibration of the things that they spoke about before they left the locker room. All gone out of the window. Now watch this. When this ball drops, you must sense the danger. He's the first one. Illich is the only one to react. He's back in the team and he's back on the score sheet. Exactly what he would have loved to have seen. Miller's going to get backache and keep picking the ball out, and I feel sorry for him. Because there's not much as a coach you can do if all of a sudden this happens inside 14 minutes.
They are in trouble, to say the least. Illich, that's that goal, that Lou City goal, brought to you by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education, Kentucky Lottery. Kentucky Lottery might be talked about a lot today.
I got a feeling they might just get the airtime they wanted.
And flicked on by Illich, and now looking over the top for Kay. Miller doesn't come. Muhammad's able to barely get it back to him. And
so now every time that ball drops in between Miller, the goalkeeper, and his last line of defense, there will be panic. It can't help it now because they'll be thinking, oh no, not 3, not 4, 5, 6, 7, and they will run away with it. It takes an awful lot of discipline to contain. City Islanders are now going to have to spend the next 10 minutes locked down if they want to get something out of this game, or at least limit the damage.
Well, McCabe's looking to create more damage. He's on the left wing, working, lays it off, skipped and headed. Jimenez, he's going to get a cross off, but deflected by Cavano. And it'll just be blasted upfield. It's kind of what happened to Pitts against the Riverhounds in the last game. Nice 1-2 combination played by Harrisburg. Now looking across for Benbow. A lot of defensive mistakes allowed Pittsburgh to score, and it really kind of avalanched on the City Islanders as Muhammad's now got to get across it. No, deflected out, but that'll give them their first corner of the match.
Okay, so they get the first corner of the match with the left back, Muhammad, number 18, pushing forward. That wide area fulfilled by a deep-lying player. What really they need to do now is get as much attacking play as they possibly can and keep the ball in Louisville City's half.
Brett Jensing calling out instructions to his team. Short run up here on the corner. Whipped in hard, got good purchase on it, and there was a connection, but it's going to go out. Looked like it was Muhammad late arriving, but it went off of a Lou City player for another corner.
A little bit of debate between players and the referee as to who it came off last, but referee's decision is final. They get another opportunity now, the City Islanders. They need to get back into this game, and they need to get back into it immediately.
Mendoza skips to the other corner to take it again. He delivers, this time floated toward this penalty spot. Benbow's got to have a chance to line it up. Takes a touch, another one. Now he sprays it out to Wilson. Wilson winds up, floats it in. Headed out, and Illich, nice control, and Mark-Anthony Cain is off to the races with a possible counter. One-on-one with McClaws. Stepping around, getting the shot off, saved by Miller.
That's stinging from Cain, and it brings the best out of Miller, but it just shows they've committed everything, the City Islanders, to those corners, and that's how vulnerable they are on the counter-attack.
Anthony Cain has been impressive, to say the least, in this first 16 and a half minutes.
I mean, if I really wanted to be picky, I'd say probably aim across the goal towards the far corner rather than the near post where the goalkeeper has a better chance of saving it, but that's the most negative thing I can say.
Jimenez, real high swing, floats at nobody. Tosh was unmarked.
He's got to be looking at that being in the back of the net. That is a free header. He won't get a better chance to score than that all night.
McClaws slipped again. That's the second slip we've seen that was critical. Brandon Miller slipped on a goal kick, or excuse me, a free kick earlier on, almost allowing an open goal. And here's McClaws goes down.
Yeah, you can see it changes from the natural grass to the grass that's been planted in there across the baseball track. So it's tough if that incident happens at that particular point.
I mean, players can complain, but unfortunately you're going to have to play through it. That's how it's going to have to work. Lou City will be dealing with that in their defensive half after the half, but this game may be in the books by then.
For sure, but it is the same for both teams.
Yep.
And that's the point you're making, and I agree.
Danny DePrima on the ball. Hasn't seen much of it so far. Nice 1-2 played in. Made his touch.
Heavy touch. But the intentions are good. They're looking to come into wide areas to get crosses in. Mensah pushing through on the cross and trying to attack it as he did earlier on. So that looks like a good way forward for the Harrisburg City Islanders. But at the moment, they're just not falling their way, is it?
And Jetsing plays it long, and Illich flicks it on. Played back to Reynolds. Reynolds looking upfield for Davis, but too much on it. Speedy puts on the brakes and doesn't go after it. Illich tries the one-time pass, goes into the Brent's chest. We have a second here. We'll tell you fans, stay up to date with the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune in to USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 7 o'clock Eastern on Sirius XM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget Sirius XM FC will air USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com. Got it in there. Back to the game now. Davis looking to work.
You couldn't read quick enough there, could you?
I tried to speed up, and I almost messed up the link. I kind of did. We got K back on the ball. We don't know what he could do. Lays it off. Piccolo, excuse me. Couldn't quite contain it. Wilson forced a turnover, but good pressure again.
At that, they get a throw-in out of it. They've contained the ball in an attacking area. What's wonderful about Louisville City is the fact that they're not panicky. They keep possession. They've got themselves a comfortable position with a 2-goal lead. And they are just working it and working it and working it. They're teasing the visitors until their pattern distorts and breaks.
George Davis. Early ball played in, looking for Illich. Cleared out by Miller, but only to Jimenez. Jimenez lays it off. Speedy looked like he was going to take a hit, did not.
See the patience I was talking about? Rather than just take a lash at a shot from distance, he doesn't. He's comfortable. He's confident.
Confident and comfortable, to say the least. These guys look like they are completely in sync, and City Islanders are chasing the game, to say the least. McCabe skips it out for Jimenez. Can't get there. Plays it out for a goal kick.
Yeah, deep breath now from Harrisburg City Islanders. Just contain it. Just don't do anything rash. A lot of communication between each other to back each other up and encourage.
Just played wrong, long little route one right there, and turned over by DePrima. Possession is 60-40 right now. It feels like 80-20. James O'Connor told us this week that when they lost that game at Harrisburg, he thought it was their worst performance of the year. Didn't have the energy, didn't have the fight, the desire to want to play. They have all that today, and the technical skill is showing as well.
Yeah, they also have the confidence of a number of wins behind them. You know, if they've lost a game, they've gone on a 2-game bounce back, which shows the character, shows the intensity within the squad.
Tosh.
See, look, they're not trying to rush the forward pass. They'll work it laterally until they find the pass that they like, and then they'll take it, or they'll do that and give it away.
The first time we've seen a really bad touch from Tosh right there. Now Mensah gives it right back. Tried looking for Benbow, but they were not aligned. Tosh looking long. Goes off Muhammad, so
that illustrates what I just said. They lost a game, went immediately on a 2-game bounce back. So they're due a 3-game winning streak. I think they've had a couple so far this season. Last one was probably in June sometime.
They have. They've had 2 3-game winning streaks. They have not had a back-to-back loss since last year. And this team again playing in back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals, looking to get there again and get to the championship this year. And you ask coaches around this league, many will point to Louisville as the best team in the league right now. Tampa Bay up there for sure. And there's this, a different debate across different teams, whether it be.
It's all subjective. It's all personal opinion. But they look very comfortable. As I said, they look very confident.
Ball played into K. Will he get there in time? He won't get there.
Oh, unlucky. Just overcooked the pass. But you can see K is now in behind Mohamed, who gets drawn out initially. Davis is just holding that area wide and allowing K to run in behind, or vice versa, causing problems for the City Islanders down their left-hand side.
Mensah battling Speedy Williams. He's got about 4 inches and about 25 pounds on him, but Speedy comes down with the ball. Mensah's still working, though. And it'll be Lou City throw-in.
See how that back three of Louisville City are spread across the whole of the field, so as they give each other space to work in.
Davis skipping now through the defense, looking to make a play. Look, he lost the ball, and then slide tackle.
It's a challenge from behind.
Yeah.
I mean, that got outlawed years ago. It's frustration from Mohamed. He's been giving a difficult time between Davis the fourth and Kay. and now he's having to chase back other players. But sooner or later, his frustration will boil over, and if he's not careful, the referee's going to give him a card. It depends which color that card will be.
Should that have been a yellow right there?
It's possible. I think he's giving the benefit of the doubt. It wasn't a nasty one, but now you're looking at it. Where the wall lines up and how Miller, the goalkeeper, lines up will dictate. You've got two players on the ball, lefty and a righty. So if you go on the outside, if they think the goalkeeper hasn't lined up enough, you might think Jimenez fancies his chances here. So does McCabe.
Jimenez played that first ball in that led to a goal. This
Outside,
time
outside of the ball on the right-hand side. Do we see it? Oh, no, they've gone the other way.
Jimenez curled it in and was headed out. Davis is going to track it down and keep it in play.
That's good pressure from Mendoza. Look at that. He's made them hurry up. He's made them force a pass. The trouble is he's done it on his own. The whole team that front unit have to work together. But here he comes again. That's tough. You're 2-0 down. You're chasing the game, and now he's chasing the ball.
Great effort by Mendoza, but as you mentioned, doing it solos, not always going to work out.
No, you have to hunt in packs. Otherwise, it's just going to tear your legs apart.
Very heavy touch there, but they're able to retain possession.
He's comfortable, isn't he? My friend Speedy Williams. Looks very neat and tidy on the ball.
Mendoza gets himself back on the ball now. To DePrima, who's looking for the long switch. Cut out by Morad.
That his receiving skills are good. Speedy Williams takes it on the back foot.
Cain cycles back. Looks like it might have deflected off Muhammad's hand. No call.
But you could see what he was thinking. He'd seen the run from Illich. That's good vision from Cain.
Benbow, bad turnover. Could lead to an opportunity. Heavy touch out here by McCabe. He's looking to cut it back. Illich wants it. Finally played out for a corner.
With the heavy touch, he's now got only one option, which is to knock it off the shins of the defender and try and get the corner as he does. All right, we know this man can deliver, and he's been king of the assists for Louisville City so far this season. Is he due another one?
Leads him in chances created as well as assists. 5 assists. He plays it short. They play it short back to him. He's able to get ahead to it, and it's laying down, and it's right there for Del Piccolo. Johnny on the spot for a 3-0 lead inside of 27 minutes.
Yeah, I've got a feeling it's going to be a busy night for Mr. Miller. So when this comes in, look, there's good movement. Oh, how it hits the defender who's lying on the ground. That's one of those things that happens. You just hope it doesn't. Look, again, he slips.
Another slip leading to a ball that died right in Del Piccolo's path. He puts it in for his first goal of the campaign. He's second on our team in assists with 4 assists, but getting his first goal to his name. And
you just wonder now, is it the surface or is it the choice of footwear?
I was going to ask you, should they change? Should they change their boots? Is it possible if they have
if they change at half-time, why? Because they're going to be at the other end of the field. I just wonder. Sometimes is it that, or is it, the field itself, or the choice of footwear?
One thing we do know, nothing to wonder here. That was a Lou City goal, brought to you by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education. Kentucky Lottery. And we've seen now 3 critical slips. Now that one finally got punished, leading to a goal. And here's a yellow coming in for Mensah, who has been frustrated over the course of this game, as many of the City Islanders players have been.
If we get to see a replay of this, I think you'll understand why a yellow card has been handed out there, because the studs were up and Jimenez kicks right across. You can see him holding his instep. So when the boot goes up here, watch. As Jimenez is stopping there, the boot goes up there. Quite why Mensah maybe for the elbow, but I would have given the foul against on Jimenez for a yellow card as well. But if the referee's seen an elbow, he's got every right to hand a card out, because elbowing is definitely not to be condoned at any level.
So Mensah now on a yellow. And here's City Islanders showing a little more pressure, at least in a in lines this time instead of individual. And Jetsing looking to distribute, but goes over Davis's head. City Islanders will have a ball.
Yeah, 3-0 down, you can afford a stray pass or two, can't you? Or 3-0 up, I should say.
You can. Soccer fans, Nike's an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com.
Try and remember the number of times that the Harrisburg City Islanders have had sustained possession in the Louisville City final third. Hardly at all.
At all. They've created 2 corners, and that was about it. Here's the ball skipped in and going to skip to Miller's hands. But to your point, it's been maybe one chance created by Mentz off his head early on, and then there was a couple corners, and that's about it. Without even sustained possession, they were able to win those corners.
And they haven't had possession in the centre of midfield. Think about the influence Speedy Williams has had with him in possession. They haven't had that kind of player. There've not been anyone in there who's orchestrated an architect of anything built up through there.
I mean, they're two midfielders, Josh Grosh and Danny DePrima. They're playing in the middle of the park. Hardly said their names throughout the course of the game.
No, they've been too
as
busy
DePrima
chasing.
Comes flying in late, but does get a piece of the ball and turns it over. So Wilson's going to have a chance, but tried to pick out Benbow on the right. Didn't work, and Jimenez now has a chance to track it down.
This is better.
Wilson couldn't quite sort it out, and then it's going to fall to McCabe. He's going to have Illich, and Illich is going to be in one-on-one with Miller if he takes the right touch, and he is. He lines it up, puts it low. Miller with a big save.
Okay, need to see a replay if we can. Was Illich onside, and then could Illich have set up Kay? Because you're thinking, as he comes towards the near post, Miller is going to be dominating that space physically. So he doesn't look, he doesn't get his head up and see Kay at once. If he doesn't see it, he can't pass it, but he should have got his head up. What he's done, he's locked and loaded in his mind. This is the thing I'm going to do, and this only.
Is that a striker's mentality sometimes too much to fault?
It can be. The thing is, when you see the result at the end of the game, it doesn't say your name, it says the team.
True.
But he's been out, right? And he's seen Spencer come in and score lots of goals. So in his mind, he has to score more goals to prove to the coach that he's worthy of the start in the next game. So I understand some of the mentality that was in play there, as frustrating as it can be.
McCabe, nice control off his chest to keep it in play. Tried to play it back to Del Piccolo, but he turned around.
See, the danger now for the City Islanders if they try and chase themselves back into this game. That means committing numbers forward. That means taking it upon yourself to do something. And that will leave themselves so vulnerable. And then it will go to 5-6, possibly even more.
How difficult it is to play in this situation. I know you played at the top level in England and had a lot of success in your career, but if you have a team that's struggling, you're down 3-0 on the road.
Oh,
can you just snowball and just cave?
Yeah, I've been on the end of a 9-0 defeat in the top flight. Yeah, with
Who was that with?
No excuses. I'm not telling you.
Come on, I gotta look it up.
Yeah, because I'm not sitting here having you rub my nose in it.
Whoever's at home, look up Tottenham, Crystal Palace, or Brighton.
All right,
figure it out.
Let me save you. Crystal Palace against Liverpool at Anfield. Oh. And I can tell you now, we were lucky to get 0.
Oh, man. Well,
we met them on the wrong night. And they met us on the right night. Yeah. We had a young, experienced team, and they just chased it. You know, we could shout and scream at the back all I wanted, but it made no difference. Went out and chased it. We had only, if we had 5 gears, they were all forward. Right, and then just chase this thing, and that's why I say the danger is if you do go chasing, the numbers escalate rapidly.
So is it more important for Coach Belcher here to
damage limitation,
damage control, or
okay, damage limitation? It's not going to hurt your goal difference that much, is it?
Yeah.
If you lose 4-0, 4-1. So try and nail this thing down, lock it down. As I said earlier on in commentary. Get yourself 10 minutes where you lock this thing down, get some confidence and belief back into yourselves.
This team is sitting 13th in the Eastern Conference, and Belcher was saying to us that he believed that he believed that they could still make the playoffs. They could make a run. Well, they did win 4 out of 5 earlier in this year, so they were capable.
Yeah.
But this is a fragile time for this team right now. They've got to find a way to not just get results, but remain confident going forward.
All right, without preaching any new logic here, they need to score goals to have a chance of winning games, and they are not coming close to scoring goals right now. That could change.
Illich floats it over to Cain. Cain was offside. Flag up quickly.
Okay, I don't mind that with the official when they flag quickly. Means their mind is decisive. But it just shows you Cain is looking to get in behind. He's looking to pick open spaces around defenders. That's a worry, particularly for the City Islanders.
First time they've been offside for Louisville City so far in this match. Greg Ranjitsingh back in goal, as I mentioned, his 3rd straight start after getting injured in the season opener.
Be interesting to see if Ranjitsingh launches this long or goes for a shorter build-up. Because the shorter build-up, they can now push it back, push it across. It opens up spaces between attack, midfield and defence. And that's where they are getting profit. Look, little balls like that into players between the lines, as we call it.
You've coached us through it now. Jimenez has a chance. He tries to play it across. Illich is going to get there just to keep it almost in play. But you almost walked us through exactly what they just did.
Well, yeah. Because when I talk about between the lines, you have defined defense, midfield, and attack. So if you get between those lines and you're able to push passes quickly through it, you decimate an opposing team. And that's exactly what happened there.
Harrisburg trails 3-0 alongside Gary O'Reilly. I'm Dallin Cuff here at Louisville Slugger Field as we cross into the 36th minute. Lou City up 3-0 through 3 different scorers. It started with Mark Anthony Cain, Ilya Illich, and then Paolo Del Piccolo for a 3-0 lead. Lou City has been in complete control of this match so far. And if you just saw Gary kind of orchestrate verbally how they got down the field, it's been sometimes just that easy for them.
And don't be surprised if you tune in 10 minutes' time to find it 4 or 5. But please don't tune out. Stay with us.
I don't think anybody in Louisville is going anywhere. This is a fun team to watch, and they can put up a lot of goals, so you don't want to miss any of it.
No, you can see why they win tonight, they go top. They are a team that is on the top of their confidence. They're very well organized. They know what they're trying to achieve, and they go about it pretty well.
And then, think about this. 4 of their next 5 games are at home. So they have 3 games in hand, 4 or 5 at home.
It's up to them.
Yep.
It's up to them how many points they pull out of them. But you'd have to think that they are set to achieve quite a few points in the next 4 or 5 games.
Tosh pings the pass up to Cain.
See how tidy and comfortable he is. Look, and as soon as he's past it, he's mobile.
Davis way over hits the cross, but it stays in. Jimenez comes down to the other side. Del Piccolo tried to play it into McCabe, didn't come off. And Morad will recycle it.
See how Speedy Williams there. When that ball comes to him, turns his body sideways, takes it on the furthest receiving foot, opens himself up, immediately finds himself facing forward. Very comfortable, very easy player to watch, Williams.
Speedy on it again. New to this Lou City team, played for New York Red Bulls 2 last year. Of course, they won the title and beat Lou City on the way to that championship in the Eastern Conference Finals. He logged quite a few games for them, and now coming over to the team in purple. Big addition to this squad.
Yeah, he's fitted well tonight. Looks a nice look. His vision, his range of passing is there.
Plays it out to Jimenez. Jimenez slips through McCabe. Still McCabe. He's going to give it a go. Too much.
Well, we are in the Sluggerville Stadium after all.
Absolutely.
And I've waited how long to say that?
You contained yourself for almost 39 minutes. It's impressive.
Nah. Here we go again. Just nice, neat passing. Making the City Islanders chase down. They're kind of given up. Look how deep they've come now. They're not chasing that back line anymore, and now the space is there. Look, beautiful pass out here to Davis the fourth. And here we go again. Little triangles, give and go, movement off the ball.
Muhammad tried to play it over to Mendoza's, went out of play.
Even the coach gets in on the act with a bit of juggling. There you go.
USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting www.uslsoccer.com and follow them on Twitter at USL. Davis, a little heavy on the first touch, turns it over.
Well, that pass was drilled into him, so no surprise his touch was tested. See, they're not afraid to go backwards, because going backwards, if that's what you have to do to retain possession, retain possession. Don't be clever, turn and lose it. Retain it. Change the point of attack. Move it to left, move it to right. Then again, look, that diagonal ball in. This time nowhere near as accurate as the last pass.
Nicely controlled in the end there by Wilson, able to come down with it, but then it's turned over. McCabe now running at the defenders, looking for Illich, slips him through. Illich is in on goal, waits. Looking for some assistance now. Still Illich, lays it off for Speedy. Speedy first time cross. Too much on it, but Jimenez is there. To Del Piccolo.
Just keep changing the point of attack.
Davis on it, finds Kay. Kay with a touch out in front.
Can't let him turn. Don't allow him to turn. There you go. Good defending.
Tosh switches play over to Morad, who lays it off for Del Piccolo.
Oh, you get the feeling they're teasing them now. But this all works to draw them out. Look, to create space that you can then exploit.
Davis, great ball played by Tosh. Davis lays it into Kay.
Oh, it's gone through his legs.
Kay took a little bit loose, that showed too much of the ball.
Do you know what he was trying to do there, Kay? Against DePrima, he showed it to the left on the inside to pull it immediately back to the right and skip round him, but he just doesn't quite get the touch on the ball. He was just a little dragging the boot over the ball. In the box, always say to a player, express yourself. Don't do it in our penalty area, please. There's all day long, just do it, express yourself, show us what you got.
Here's Jimenez trying to show us what he got again. Good service in, ball's loose, and Kay's going to try to track it down. Can't quite get there, but he plays it out for a throw-in.
And again, Lucidia is going to try and contain possession in that corner of the field and not allow the visitors out. And now he's got no option. There's nothing short. He's got to go long. The longer he goes, the more chance there is for the home side to win possession back.
And the home side does just that. Gives it a ride, but just wide.
I think the nicest thing I can say about that was speculative. Although he's a striker in the box, why are you surprised the striker took the shot?
Yeah.
I'm not. I understand it. Just didn't think Illich set himself properly.
Miller plays it long in his first season here at Harrisburg City, coming from Rochester. He was former goalkeeper of the year in 2015, Miller was, back when Rochester won the USL title. Set a record 13 shutouts in the regular season that year.
Just think he's had too much work to do in the last few games.
It's been rough for them. They have now been outscored 13-0 in the last 6 games.
Ouch.
Harrisburg City. Yes, ouch is it.
Okay, I think the short-term objective for the visitors is do not concede another goal before the interval.
Good defense by Morad, but Wilson finds himself on the ball. Leading scorer for City Islanders. Sprays it wide to Muhammad. He was looking for a cross, deflected by Davis. Muhammad on it again. Out to Benbow.
Players on the far post if he can find them.
Benbow trying to skip past Tosh. Lays it in there. It's a teasing ball, but nobody could get their head on it.
No real venom on the cross. If you can drill that across with power, then it can hit a defender's head and go in. It can come and be a contact for your own player. But this is a good little spell there from Harrisburg City Islanders.
Muhammad on the overlap, getting to the end line, playing it back, but in the end, ended up going just out of bounds.
All right, so here you are, just floated up, and that's really never going to be a great one for a player to come onto from the attacking side. But you're looking at that and saying to yourself, well, at least they're getting in a position to put a cross in, something we've not been able to say for seems to be quite a while.
That was the first time they've gotten players in the box and had possession around the box in about 30 minutes.
The only thing is they've committed an awful lot of numbers forward, which we've touched on. They are then very much exposed on the counter-attack.
And Jetsing sends it long. Flicked on by Kay. Illich battling Brent, and that'll be a foul on Illich.
The clock has passed 45 minutes and official time is being kept on the field.
We have 1 minute of stoppage time here in the first half.
1 minute. Extra time
and as Gary just mentioned, the goal for the visitors, try to keep Lou City off the board. That is easier said than done,
especially with passing like that. Yeah.
Cave tried to use his body and shield the defender, but it didn't work. Prima comfortable just to send it long, and Mensa comes down with it. Played up to McClaws. McClaws looking to send it across, floats it to the back post. Benbow's there, but so is Ranjetsing.
You hang crosses up like that, the goalkeeper is invariably the favorite. He's got the height and the extra reach of being able to come out with his hands. But in the last few minutes, we've seen more attacking threat from the visitors than we have basically the whole game.
And that's the halftime whistle, 3-0 at the break. You said what Harrisburg should do earlier in the half. If you're Lou City right now, what is your message as your James O'Connor coming into break and was a 3-0 impressive performance?
I want more. No, seriously, because if they come out and think this game's done, it's over, then they've lost it. They need intensity. They need to maintain their intensity. They are going to go top. They are going to have to stay top, and that's going to take a lot of mental strength. Show it now. Learn how to prove it on the field in the second half. There you go. That's what they'll have to be saying at halftime to me anyway.
That is your halftime team talk from Gary O'Reilly. We'll hear more from him when we come back. 3-0, Lou City's up at the break.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we do one thing. And we do it better than anyone else. So why not let our food do the talking?
Love in the window.
Raising Cane's, only the best chicken finger meals. One love.
Pizza, beer, sports. A great combination. Join other sports fans at Boomba's Pizza and Tap House in Louisville, where you'll find what Food Network says is the best pizza in Kentucky. Incredible game day and social hour specials starting at just $2. With an award-winning menu and one of City's best local craft beer list. Just one bite, and we know you'll love it so much, you'll come back time and time again at Boomba's Pizza and Tap House, your social sports destination.
When my hair is too long, I don't feel right. But when I get a cut, I'm me again, only better. My tattoo gets feistier. My crazy eye snaps to attention. I become my own Wi-Fi hotspot.
I just downloaded the entire internet.
And trust falls? They don't even scare me anymore.
That pomade really broke my fall.
Get in, get out, back to greatness. Download the online check-in app. Great clips. It's gonna be great.
The heat is hot. You should have some adult beverages when you go with the heat.
We come here pretty much every Friday now. We've been here several times and we love it.
Everything is fantastic, sides and all.
Chicken and waffles, it's excellent. It's the best place you can get it.
It's so hot, you actually get a buzz from eating this.
You come get takeout that tastes like something you cook at home. That's what keeps me coming back.
Back here at halftime at Louisville Slugger Field, and the home team is rolling. They're 6-1-2 on the year. Probably going to be 7-1-2 because they are 3-0 up at the break. Gary O'Reilly, Dallin Cuff here for you, and it was pretty much one-way traffic. Started early for Lou City. As we dive into the highlights, they got going, and they really didn't stop, Gary.
Yeah, it didn't take them more than 11 minutes, and Cain, who's been excellent, just terrorizes the visitors' defense. Doesn't blast it. Watch this. He places this beyond Miller in the goal. Side netting, no chance of stopping it, and whatever they said in the locker room before kickoff, Harrisburg City Islanders could tear it all up.
The Canadian International doing his thing, but back came a little bit into this game was Harrisburg, but this is one of the few highlights they had in the first half.
It was. They didn't really get much time up the other end because the ball was down this end all the time, and that meant Jimenez with a delivery and Illich with a return to action, proving that he still knows where the goal is. His striker's intakes, look at that, reacts quickly, snap, far post, across the goalkeeper, again the side netting, no chance of saving that.
The third goal of his campaign for the Serbian as he gets the start over Luke Spencer. Again, 3 games in 6 days, but this team looked spry, and they were making plays all over the place.
Yeah, it's Cain this time popping up on the other side, and he brings the best out of Brandon Miller with a stunning shot and a superb save.
And this would be the icing on top of the cake just for the first half. Jimenez gets it back off the corner, plays it in, and Del Piccolo, Johnny on the spot.
I know it's unfortunate it hits the defender lying on the ground, but you'll see Del Piccolo burst in from there, number 36. He's unmarked. If you do not track runners, do not be surprised if they put the ball in the back of your net.
3-0 for Lou City, and they were looking for more. Opportunity off a counter, and Illich here. Striker, you thought he should have passed, but he took the shot.
Yeah, he doesn't get his head up. His only thought is to put it in the back of the net. I think Cain, who's going to pop up into your screen on the left-hand side, could have been a winning option.
And here's your first half stats, and it just tells the story. 63-37. Look at your shots. Look at your goals. If you're Harrisburg here, we talked about it within the first half, Gary. What is your second half goal here, looking at these numbers?
Keep it at 3-0. If we don't get a shot, we don't get another shot, but we mustn't concede another goal. Showed ourselves that we can defend. Show ourselves that we can go 45 minutes without conceding a goal. Use it to build for future games. Get some confidence. You know what, if we get an opportunity, let's not blast at it, let's take it. But our priority is not to concede another goal. That would be my thinking as far as they are concerned.
All right, more from Gary coming up after the break here. 3-0 is the lead for the home team. Lou City, it's been impressive. We have 45 minutes left, though, coming up in just a minute. Don't go anywhere.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels, coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
SAFC forward AJ Ajekwa, who was born in the U.S., went to boarding school in Cameroon for a year at the age of 13. The life lessons he learned there helped him overcome once being cut from his high school team to turning soccer into a career.
When I came back to the States is when a couple of my friends told me, oh, try out for the high school team. Went out to the high school tryout and probably lasted about 30 seconds. And the head coach goes, all right, he lines the whole team up and he goes, AJ to the middle. He kicks the ball up, and I probably missed it like 3 or 4 times. And then he goes, get out. I didn't make the high school soccer team until my junior year. Being the competitive person I was, just playing basketball and stuff, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this team. So I just kept pushing and working. I mean, like, my work ethic is just everything to me. My mom always said, like, hard work, hard work, hard work. You know, if you want to make it in life, if you want to make it in the society, you have to work.
And with that hard work, AJ went on to play collegiately at Chico State, where he realized he wanted to further his soccer career.
So I told my mom, I was like, yo, Mom, I'm gonna finish school, but I wanna go to Europe. She goes, if you buy your ticket, you can go. And next thing you know, I bought a one-way ticket to England, and I was gone. When I was in England, I mean, I tried so many teams. I contacted probably like 4 or 5 teams in like different leagues, trying to get an opportunity. And then Biggleswade United gave me an opportunity to play for their U23 team, which I'm really grateful for. They gave me a call to their first team, and on my debut game, it was an FA Cup match, and I scored 2 goals, and it was just like, my head just went from there. And I was like, yes, this is the relief I need.
After a successful season with Biggleswade United, Ajekwa returned home to the States, where he went on trial with LA2 and soon after signed with Orange County. Now, AJ finds himself here in San Antonio.
Going through what I went through just helped me become the person I am today. I'm still growing today, so I still make mistakes, but I'm not the type of person to make the same mistake twice. I'm a better person, I feel like, just being open-minded to a lot of things and being optimistic. Like life as it comes, you grow through what you go through.
Back here at halftime, Louisville Slugger Field, 3-0. Lou City is up over Harrisburg City. Coming up next, though, Harrisburg City Islanders. Next game, though, big one against Orlando City B. They've gone 10 games unbeaten. This is going to be special. 8:26 at 7:30.
Presented by Sweets by Morgan. Call 502-384-8799.
The summer clearance event is now at Commonwealth Dodge Ram. Save $6,300 on a new 17 Journey, now just $15,990. $6,000 off a new 17 Grand Caravan, now $23,790. And if you're busy, we'll bring the test drive to you. Check it all out at CommonwealthDodge.com.
Bring your business vision to life with an Entrepreneurship MBA from the University of Louisville. Learn from faculty who are experienced business innovators and develop your ideas with the backing of successful and supportive alumni. An affordable investment in your career that helps you to become the entrepreneur you always knew you could be. The Entrepreneurship MBA at the University of Louisville. Take your first step today. UofLMBA.com.
Fast foodies know how to get a win before the game even starts. And winning just got easier because the 4 for $3 comes with the Rally Burger with cheese, fries, apple pie, and a drink for just $3. Beats trying to fill up on overpriced stadium food. The 4 for $3 deal with your choice of 3 sandwiches. Rallies and Checkers.
The official burger of the Louisville Cardinals.
There's a new TV show here in Louisville you need to check out. It's Hey Kentucky.
But you know the NCAA, they're going to make some, it's going to be like an Abraham Isaac sacrifice.
Hey Kentucky, we are here in Nashville at the George Jones Museum with the possum and some people behind us, and we're going to talk about the UK game. Here's what we do. We talk about all the news of the state. That includes Kentucky basketball, but also politics, entertainment. Whatever's going on, we give it to you. 10 o'clock every night, WBNA, Channel 21.
Ram Truck Headquarters is Commonwealth Dodge Ram. Save $8,000 on a new Ram 1500 4x4 Crew Cab. Now just $31,515. A Sporty Charger or Challenger SXT, your choice. Just $24,288. Commonwealth Dodge Ram, right on Preston and always right on the price.
Back here at Louisville Slugger Field alongside Gary O'Reilly, I'm Dallin Cuff. The home team is up 3-0 and have been in complete control of this game so far. Let's look at some upcoming games, though, across the league as USL continue the playoff push. Orange County against OKC. We'll come back to Louisville and Orlando in a minute here. 2 of the best out west. And then Phoenix and Sacramento. Sacramento, great crowd. Phoenix, of course, building. Gary, you played at the top flight in England. As you begin to follow and watch USL, what do you think about what's happening here in the growth of this league?
I think it's amazing. You've got a world-renowned superstar in Didier Drogba arriving. He owns the club, he's playing for the club, and he's got Sean Wright-Phillips there, a former England international, former Chelsea player, and whose father I was a teammate of mine. So, and that's Ian Wright, if anyone's wondering who that might be. It just shows you the interest in this league is global. It has drawn the attention of many, and it will continue to do so. And I applaud Didier for coming in, putting his money where his mouth is, lacing his boots up, and going out and shaking it all one more time. Brilliant. And go back to Louisville City and Orlando. Anthony Pulis down there at OCB, he's doing a great job. If he's half the man his father is, and he's more than that, I'm sure, he is going to have a team so well organized. It will be a really good test, a real two complementary sides, because they play football, but they're also tough the other side of the ball. So Louisville City are going to have their work cut out.
Tony Pulis, of course, coaching at West Brom in England right now. Anthony Pulis, as you mentioned, helming at Orlando City B team. All right, let's take a look at Harrisburg's upcoming games here. Now, they do have 4 or 5 at home, and they're in 13th place, and now they're taking it on the chin a little bit right now. Tampa Bay is not going to be an easy game, but some of these games in here are winnable games, especially the home ones coming up.
Yep, you've got to think that you've got a chance of winning your home games, particularly against the teams around you. But it just depends what shape they're in after this one, because if Louisville City come out and want it and want to put a show on for their fans, they could run riot, and that could be psychologically very damaging.
Would it be helpful to have a game quickly? Because right now, they don't have a game till September 6th. That's almost 2 weeks from now.
Oh, no. You'll be sitting there licking your wounds. The coach will be running you up any hill he can find and down again, just so as he can run you back up it. You're going to be drilling and drilling and drilling, and it's going to rerun in your mind. You're going to have to watch the game tape. You're going to have to sit through it again. And it can become a very destructive rather than a positive process. So tough for them.
And they will play 4 games in 10 days. So a very strange schedule coming up for the City Islanders. Now when you look at Louisville here, we already talked about the Orlando City game. They also have 4 of these 5 are at home, but they're playing some teams that are in the mix right now in the playoffs, whether it's Rochester, Bethlehem, or Charleston. They've got a pretty tough run, but being at home right now, again, we talked about, they could really go take this thing to another level, top the table.
So this is the other point coming out for the second half. Make this place a fortress. Make the game already won before the other team get off their bus and walk into the locker room, because they are thinking, we've got to go there. You saw what they did to Harrisburg. You saw what they've done to every other team. We don't like that. We don't want to be the next on the menu. And that is what you do. If you create such a great buzz, the fans buy in, the fans will turn up because they think they're going to see another demolition, and it works, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, and that's what you want to do. That's the object of every coach's dream, to turn his home stadium into a fortress that nobody wants to turn up to.
They're 6-1-2 right now, and their fans have turned out. 13,000 at the weekend. This is a school night, but their fans have really bought in, and we see why, because of these talented players that can score and put butts in the seats.
You put this in the Bernabeu, right, or the Camp Nou, they're going to get off their seats and they are going to cheer, because that's a quality standout goal.
And now this one is Illich, as you said earlier, being a striker, quick to react, calm and poised, puts it in the bottom corner. And this, a little bit fortuitous, but Del Piccolo, as you're pointing to the screen, he comes up with a run.
Yeah, if you don't mark runners, don't be surprised if they do things you don't like. And that's it. That's the way it goes.
Back at it here in the second half. Gary O'Reilly down in the cuff here, 3-0. Lou City is up from Louisville Slugger Field. Harrisburg trying to turn things around, but they just turned it over there, and Mark Anthony Cain is going to be back on the ball, looking dangerous as he was. He scored the first goal, lays it out to McCabe.
If they concede another goal early in this second half, then I fear for them, really do.
McCabe's, that somehow rolled right to him. Anthony's got tons of room. McCabe got hit late. He's down.
Now the referee might choose to bring that back.
McCabe's got his hands out, wondering, looking at the referee, Aaron Hernandez, saying, "What? I just got popped. There's no call?"
Oh, well. You can argue with the referee if you want. He'll just do one thing, give you a card. So best you just say nothing, get on with it. And the best way to hurt the opponent is to put the ball in the back of their net.
Which could happen here for Jimenez. They scored off of a corner earlier. They took a short corner back to Jimenez.
So they've gone part zonal, part man marking. The City Islanders. Has it worked? On that occasion, yes.
And snuffed out again by Lou City. And this portion of tonight's broadcast is presented by Plainview Apartments, the official housing partner of Lou City. Paul Wilson on the ball, leading scorer for this team, but he hasn't had many attempts even in the final third to handle the ball. I mean, he's been coming deep quite a bit.
He has, plus the fact he's not really an out-and-out striker, is he?
Ball played down. Benbow, nice job to control it and even get a shot off on the long ball.
But he was marshaled there, wasn't he? By Tosh. So, all right, a corner for the City Islanders early in the second half. What have we got? You've got one player, right, on the edge of the 6-yard area, so it's going to be an outswinger for people to come in on.
Mendoza to play it in, as you said, outswinger. A little too far. Headed out, but looking to play it back in, skip back over to Mendoza again.
Oh, I thought he'd turn and run at him. I thought he'd turn and run at Davis then.
He's got a chance to do it again. This time he just decides to take a cross that...
That's what we call a hit and hope. So there's not a white shirt anywhere near it. The goalkeeper's even let it go. And you're saying to yourself, all right, in this position, can you be composed? Rather than just give the cross away, turn backwards, start the possession again if you have to go back. Like Louisville did in the first half. Construct, construct, construct. But you do that when you're confident. You do that when you're performing well and you're winning games. They're not, so I'm not surprised that cross just goes in aimlessly.
Speedy Williams on the ball, heads it out to Davis. Again, Davis was out for the last month with an injury, and now he's back in the lineup. Folks are definitely happy to see that.
He might find that the later stages of this game that he starts to lose a little bit of fitness, and therefore his touch goes off a little bit, so coach might just want to manage that.
Out with the knee injury, but he has looked good so far. We'll see how many more minutes he gives, as Gary just mentioned. And they're doing this without Kyle Smith, out with a red card, 3-game suspension now because of that red card late in the Bethlehem City game. In stoppage time, violent play, so he's a 3-game ban. Luke Spencer's been on the bench. I mean, this squad is deep. They can rotate players in here and be very dangerous.
It's not so much that it's deep, it's deep with goals.
Yeah.
You know, we saw Lancaster come in and score, McCabe's come in and score, Illich now has returned to the action, Spencer's come in and scored goals. Kay's got goals. You know what? You've got a chance of achieving something when your goals are coming from different sources.
39 goals coming into this game on the year, 6th in the USL. They're now up to 42.
See, if you've got a team that's got an out-and-out goal machine, it's an easier job to shut that down. When it comes from a whole variety of different places, you really do have your work cut out.
It's like Golden State Warriors versus LeBron and the Cavs, right?
Something like that.
I had to bring it back to basketball.
Only shorter.
Only shorter. But probably faster. Let's say that.
Oh, I don't know.
Ren Jetsing looking to take it deep again.
All right, little change of ploy there. Very direct. But they win the second ball. They win that immediately in midfield.
Davis is on it, deflected, and Wilson's going to come down with it. Back to Mohammed. Cavano, captain from Brazil. Looking for Mendoza, couldn't quite connect, but City Islanders will stay in possession.
That's better. Try and construct as much of the plays through passing.
Left
like
it short.
that.
Yeah, left
Here
it
we
short.
go. This is a problem because Kay is so high on confidence right now.
Taken for a second, back to Speedy. Speedy gives it to McCabe. McCabe will turn. He lays it off to Kay. Kay then goes for a cross to Illich. Just over the goal. Great ball whipped in by Kay.
Okay, go back to the first half when Illich doesn't supply Kay. Right? That angle for Kay is tight. It's a nice little setup there. He doesn't even hesitate. He's already seen the picture. He knows Illich is making a run in there. All he has to do is put it in front of him so as he comes onto it. Just because he's stretching, he gets under it, doesn't get the control on it. But that's a beautiful little setup and cross from Kay. Very impressed with his performance this evening so far.
He's been tremendous so far, and they're going to miss him. After that game they play on August 26th against Orlando City, he will go play with Canada on September 2nd. So he will not. He will leave the team right after that, and may be, slow getting back on the back end of that.
The team will miss him, but think about the knowledge he will gain from working within the international environment with the national team of Canada. He's going to come back a better player.
He already did it this summer, and he was very open to say it.
Exactly. So there you are. You see, that's an interesting thing, because good players get better when they play with even better players, and this is a prime example.
Yeah, he started the game against Costa Rica in the Gold Cup, one of the best teams in CONCACAF. They ended up in a 1-1 draw for Canada. He played all 90 minutes.
That's a good result for Canada.
Yeah, very good result for him. He played another game in that tournament as well, so he's continued to grow into that team and this team, to say the least.
The confidence of being selected for your national team is obvious. The confidence that you will get playing amongst international players and seeing that you can still do your thing, another level of confidence. Yeah, so that will only help him as an individual and help his team.
Morad plays it deep. McCabe battling. The Irishman can't quite come down with it.
Look at the number of purple shirts around that ball. They work so hard to win it back.
You mentioned earlier hunting in packs. You see it in purple shirts, you don't see it in the white shirts.
And that's just it. There's a distinct game plan and a difference.
Turnover here could lead to an opportunity for the City Islanders. Mendoza on it. Tosh coming back hard.
Look how close and fast Tosh closes Mendoza down.
Good first touch by Wilson. Takes him clear. Speedy Williams tried the cross, but it was snuffed out. McLaw's now on it. He looks for the left-footed cross.
I don't think these left-footed crosses is best.
Didn't look too pretty.
No, looked a little bit clumsy, but he was kind of in the position where he's forced into that. Now, all right, the game at 3-0, the coach now says, do I manage my assets? Do I burn them out with other games in mind, or do I introduce people in? He's got Spencer there who'll be desperate to get back into the field and get a goal just to prove that he still hasn't lost his touch. Because I'm sure somewhere along the line in the back of his mind, Illich has scored. That's not good for me. Which is great for O'Connor, because he's got competition in a place where you want competition, goal scoring.
He's got Brian Ownby there on the bench too, and Ownby's been out with injuries and then had a stomach bug. Didn't train for 6 days, but he's available. Getting him some minutes would be good to get him going again. 4 goals, 3 assists on the year.
Number of times City Islanders have handed over possession as an unforced error rather than someone pressurizing them. That has got to diminish if they're to find a foothold in any games.
Bill Betcher, again, the only coach the Harrisburg City Islanders have ever known. 14th season here, helming this club, and he's got his work cut out for him right now. They're 13th in the East. He believes still could make a playoff run. They've got to start.
If it's mathematically possible, he has to believe, and I agree with him.
True.
I don't think he has the personnel at the moment available to him that he would probably want, because he's used to managing successful sides.
They've had a lot of injury issues they've tried to overcome this year. Tons of injuries. Every time some of their key players seem to get healthy, another one goes down. So they've had a lot to battle. It's been an uphill battle this year, to say the least.
And look at that, Speedy Williams in there, competitive in those midfield areas. Not just passing, but the dirty work of winning the ball back. Oh, a little block there. Referee has seen it. Good.
And there's going to be a professional foul. Looks like Aaron Hernandez. Yes, he's bringing out the yellow card for McLaws.
Yeah, McLaws has seen enough of Jimenez trying to get beyond him.
For sure.
Little ice hockey shouldered block there, wasn't there? Watch. Little give, go. No, you're not going anywhere.
The referee has shown a
easy call for Hernandez with a tactical foul.
Yeah, McLaws makes the referee's job easy there, but he knows what he did, and so do I.
By new roads at your nearest Select Kentuckiana Chevy dealer.
That's frustration. He doesn't want to be on another losing side, and I understand that. It is tough. And he's still having a discussion with the referee, which is never a good thing.
Del Pico looking to make a run to the back post.
Where was Brandon Miller going there, the goalkeeper?
He was wayward off his line, to say the least.
Halfway into another state.
Wilson trying to track it down, can't quite get there. Speedy's on it. Corrals for Lou City.
But look at that. Look at Reynolds. He's got options left, right, and he's got an even better option to Williams in the central area. See, what you have to remember is the man in possession of the ball always has a problem. The more solutions you give him to that problem, the better. And on that occasion, he's got 3. Brilliant. Take your pick.
They've been doing it all game, very controlled and simple, playing out of the back and slicing through this Harrisburg team as I believe a substitution is being made.
Looks like the official's seen something off the ball maybe, and the referee now has got a decision to make. All right, it's ended in smiles, but still not quite sure what we've been witnessing there. Anyway.
And we're back underway here after a little delay. Mendoza on the ball, driving at the defense. McCabe gets his hand on him. No call. McClaws recycles to Josh Grosh. Grosh tries a little scoop pass. That didn't quite come off, but still, City Islanders are battling. McKay turns it. He's on the loose, but overcooked the pass there.
Okay, and you can see there, Ownby, number 10, stripped and ready to come on. And fourth official's about to bring him on, but they've taken the throw in anyway.
Ownby's got to get me on the field. He's been out with injuries. He wants to get back out there.
And they can't put him on until the ball goes out of play, and the ball went out of play, and then they took the throw in quickly, so such is life.
Miller plays along. McClaws came down with it. Just kind of lashed at it. McCabe working in. The flag did go up. It went out.
So now we have a chance to make the substitution.
And it'll be Ownby on, and Mark Anthony Kay, the guy that opened the goal scoring, is off.
Louisville City
impressive showing. We've both been raving about Anthony Kay all game. He's been great, but he will take a seat now for Ownby, who comes in, the 27-year-old former number 7 overall pick in the 2012 MLS draft. 29 games in MLS, 3 years with Richmond. He's here now, though, and the fans are happy to have him. This is his 19th appearance of the year, 4 goals, 3 assists, created 28 chances, at second on the team, 27th in the league.
Coach O'Connor there managing assets. You know,
this is a great time to get him on. I mean, this game is kind of out of hand.
And it's a great time to rest Kay.
Yep.
So you get the best of both worlds.
And that substitution to Ownby on, brought to you by Great Clips. Substitution brought to you by Great Clips.
I must say, this second period so far, although it's not affected the scoreline, Harrisburg City Islanders have had a better performance in terms of possession, in terms of passing. They'll give it away as soon as I say that. That's the way it goes.
That's how it usually works, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So the gods of the game have a sense of humor. And they haven't given up running. And
as evidenced by Benbow right there.
Yeah, and you got to look at that and say, all right, there's some character. You know, the shoulders could slump, their body language could tell you they're no longer interested, but there you are, Benbow chasing that down, and you say, well, that's a good sign. That's a sign if you're looking for a silver lining, it's where it could be.
Fans, stay up to date. The latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with the one and only Mike Watts. Mondays, 7 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM FC Channel 85. Don't forget, Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times.
An awful lot of space here for Davis to force to parade forward.
Scoops it up to Ownby. Ownby recycles back out to Tosh. Tosh swings it over to Morad.
Patient build up again. And they're using both flanks. Look, little 1-2 from Jimenez. He's in behind.
Jimenez got a chance now. Skips past the defender. Will he shoot? No, he lays it off. Shot by Speedy.
Ooh.
Tried to place it. It was just wide.
And you see what happens once Jimenez, hopefully we'll get a replay, once Jimenez gets into the box, nobody dives in on him because nobody wants to give the penalty away. And there he realizes his avenue to goal doesn't exist. So he now sets someone else up who's coming onto it. And you can watch, look at this, skips inside, space is there, the avenue's shut down, and then you see Williams comes onto him. What Williams does there is open the side foot, the inside of his foot, and he leans back. And once you lean back, you are going to raise it over the bar, as he did. But great play from the home side.
Mendoza now breaking into the box, tried to lay it back for Mensah. Picked up. Mensah's, can he get onto it? Nope. Ranjitsingh will get there first.
That's good goalkeeping. If you're going to come out of your goal that distance, you've got to be positive and you've got to be certain you're going to get to the ball. He did everything.
Again, this Harrisburg City Islanders crew has not scored now in over 500 minutes of play. They came into this game 495 minutes, over 5 games since their last goal. And there's actually that guy Mensah who's tracing it down. Mensah's had their last 2 goals, but that would be a win in some regard too here, where you're looking at this, just getting on the board and getting that monkey off their back area. Would that be helpful?
Take whatever you can.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking, right, when that ball goes back towards the home side's goal, cut off here.
Ownby now looking to get back on the sheet, and he blasts it just wide. Just a few minutes into this game, good ball by Illich to put into his path, but the shot was wide.
It's a tough angle. That's such an acute angle for any player to find the back of the net. You'll see it here. Jimenez, number 19, bottom of your screen there, is the only one. So really there's not an option that's viable. So I don't have a problem with him taking the shot. All I was saying is, as it's going back towards Louisville City's goal, don't see any of the players so far in the dark shirts slipping like we saw in the first half. So maybe they've got the choice of footwear right, and it's not the surface.
Playing at home, though, too, with a bit of the experience, knowing what boots to wear.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's, you know, it is that.
Wilson tried to play it into Benbow. Intercepted. A little bit of a loose touch there by Brent, so he'll play it back to Miller.
So there you go. Look, 44%. They couldn't dream of 44% in the first half, the City Islanders. So that's the way it goes. But, you know, the home fans will be sitting there saying, that's great, but we've got 3 goals.
Mensah tries to lay it off to Wilson, the team's leading scorer. He plays it out wide to Muhammad, getting some width for this team. The cross was played in. Mensah fell down, and it will be cleared out.
I knew you'd see that. Just goes to prove that somebody seems to have the right footwear.
Seems that way. Just a reminder, soccer fans, Nike is the official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. As we cross here in the 65th minute, Louisville Slugger Field, Lou City up 3-0 through 3 first-half goals alongside Gary O'Reilly, 14-year veteran of the English top-flight league. I am Dallin Cuff, and here comes City Islanders with an attempt, but
Wilson
cut out.
there with a little back heel. It didn't come off, but I admire him for at least trying it. You saw there, though, the home side have so many numbers back. They are disciplined in terms of how they defend as a unit, as a whole, not just as a back line.
Menace finds himself on the ball, kind of gifted to him. Morad now trying to play it off the dribble into the middle of the field, gets it back out to Jimenez.
That's unusual for Lou City, that you see a player dribble into a congested area and lose possession. They've normally been a team that moves the ball out of the back quickly.
Davis tried to nutmeg Muhammad and keep it going, but just went off the big defender's knee. Ownby to Davis, the two that have been missing time due to injury, back on the pitch. I'm sure Lou City fans are loving that.
I'm sure the coaches too, because with the way the games come, you need a squad to rotate with.
This is their third game in 6 days, and of course they'll be playing again Saturday. Big game against Orlando City, 7:30. Orlando City B is 10 games unbeaten. See if that streak continues. Illich, nice scoop pass up to McCabe. McCabe, first time shot, goal! Pretty combination play, and the Irishman finishes for his third goal of the season.
McCabe finds himself in the center of goal. When you see the replay, watch Illich drop out away from the City Islanders defense, creates a lot of space, and then because he's got movement ahead of him, he's able to just drop a pass that sits invitingly in front of McCabe. And he duly, look, little flick ball, sits in front of him, he doesn't have to think twice, it's smashed into the back of the net. And we did say that Miller might have backache after tonight, and there you go. He's one goal closer.
And it continues. The rout continues. Lou City up 4-0 now on Harrisburg City Islanders. 67th minute goal by Niall McCabe. Great finish. And again, this Louisville team just seems to be firing on all cylinders, and there's nothing that Harrisburg can do about it.
Well, they could try and shut things down, but there's space between the lines. We talked about it in the first half, the space between the midfield and the defensive line. If they pop up the home side with players in there and they're unmarked, they're invariably going to slip passes through you, just as Illich did there for McCabe.
Mendoza tried to play across, but it went behind the goal. That kind of sums up the City Islanders' day right now.
Yeah. Now you're at that point at 4-0. Do they just dig in and not allow another goal, or do they completely capitulate? Let's stay tuned and find out, shall we?
I'll tell you, Lou City's not going to go away. They're going to keep bringing it, so Harrisburg's going to have to rise
and
to
this
the
is what I
challenge.
said
We'll
to you. They've got to make this stadium a fortress where teams do not want to come because they don't want to be on the end of this kind of scoreline.
And that last Lou City goal by Niall McCabe brought to you by Kentucky Lottery. Fueling imagination, funding education, Kentucky Lottery. Nice quick feet by Davis to Ownby. Back to Davis. Playing it back and forth.
But look at the options the man on the ball has. Oh, look, he got clever there, Davis. He still wanted to pop it through the legs. Mind you, you're 4-0 up. You will do, won't you?
Yeah.
You'll try those little things. Yeah. At 0-0, no. At 4-0, yes.
Nice tracking back to force a turnover. Ownby's on it now in the middle of the park.
He's just looking for that run. He needs that runner wide, and Jimenez wasn't there for him.
Play on, says Aaron Hernandez, and the flag goes up, though.
I thought so.
Was off. Brandon Miller giving his back line an earful right now.
Yeah, I think he's giving them the benefit of his advice, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to have to pick the ball out of the net again, and I sympathise with any goalkeeper that finds himself on the end of a 4-0 scoreline with just over an hour gone.
Again, a goalkeeper of his ilk, too. Former goalkeeper of the year back in 2015 with Rochester. They only allowed 11 goals that whole year. Record.
Gosh,
that is
no
insane.
No wonder he is not the happiest man at the moment.
Yeah, he did not have nights like this with the Rhinos back then. They won a championship that year, and en route, of course, they knocked off Louisville City FC in the Eastern Conference Finals. They might be a chance to avenge that this year for Lou City. Maybe not against the Rhinos. I don't think they care who they would play, but just getting back there again.
They play like this, they'll fancy their chances against anybody.
Absolutely. Had a couple changes there after that goal just to catch you up. Manolo Sanchez, number 7 for Harrisburg. He's inserted for number 19, Cardell Benbow. as Miller looks to take another corner kick. And then Pedro Ribeiro also checked in for number 22, Josh Grosh. Now, Ribeiro is a big Brazilian striker who actually scored in the first time these two teams met. 1-0, he was the difference maker. Missed a penalty early in that game, but came back to avenge that with a second-half goal, which led them to a W. He actually has logged 30 games in MLS. Ribeiro has in his career, scoring 4 goals, 2 assists. And this year, this will be his 13th appearance. 2 goals scored on this campaign. So Ribeiro, a guy that might be able to turn things around, at least get them maybe on the score sheet.
Well, he won't score a goal on the bench, so you might as well throw him on.
Yeah, he's been battling injuries, but he is back in the lineup.
Yeah, he disappeared off the chart, didn't he, for a while? And there he is, the big guy.
Looking for Mensah. And, of course, these substitutions, as always, brought to you by Great Clips. 2 substitutions, always. Those substitutions brought to you by Great Clips. About to have a third one here. Another substitution brought to you by Great Clips. As Craig is getting set to check on Paco, Craig will check in for George Davis the fourth. Paco Craig, this will be his 15th appearance of the season. One of the stalwarts on this squad. West Ham Academy product, London, England guy.
Yeah, I just wonder, with Ribeiro coming on, a 6'4" striker, you now bring on a 6'2" central defender just to hold things up, make things happen. But you tell me his father's an interesting character.
Mikey Craig, basis for Culture Club. Him and Boy George making things happen. Karma Chameleon and everything else.
Yeah, here we go. I'll tumble for you.
There you go.
Could that get a mention during the game now?
You might get a rendition for the end of the night. I might give you a whole performance.
Yeah, well, do you really want to hurt me?
Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
Bringing it full circle, folks. 73rd minute here. That's Gary O'Reilly. I'm Dallin Cuff. Lou City's up 4-0 here from Louisville Slugger Field.
And don't worry, we won't be singing.
And we won't sing for you. We might have more goals for you, so don't go anywhere. We've had a lot of that. Lou City's been impressive, to say the least.
Yeah, you got a feeling there's 1 or 2 left.
Jetsing sends it long. Illich almost came away with that. A lot of contact, and that'll be a foul. And a free kick, we've seen Jimenez can be deadly even from here, whipping those balls in.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one because of to get it into a dangerous area is going to be quite an obvious. So therefore, yeah, don't even bother. Short. Go backwards. In going backwards, as I said in the first half, you drag your opponent out from him towards his goal and you create the spaces for you to explore. Back 3 stretched across the width of the field again. If anyone wants to chase them down, they've got to work hard.
Tosh skips it over to Craig. Craig's able to keep it in play off his head. Nice job by Lou City to keep possession. Good combination play. Jimenez is going to have a chance. He was taken out.
Calvano. That is going to get a yellow at least.
McCabe lit up by the captain, Thiago Cavano. And there is your yellow, absolutely.
That's old school and frustration, all in the same foul.
It's an industrial challenge right there.
Oh,
physical.
On Harrisburg's number 5, Thiago Cavano. Find new roads at your nearest Select Kentuckiana Chevy dealer. Louisville City substitution.
We'll have another substitution here, brought to you by Great Clips. As always, Cameron Lancaster checking in, second on the team in goals, 6 this year, and knows a little something that Gary knows. He's a Tottenham Academy back in the day.
Yep.
That substitution.
And now has made his way here to the U.S.
Well, that's no good from Paco Craig, because that's a gift straight to Mensah.
And Craig just kind of shoulders him off the ball.
And you've got a West Ham Academy graduate and a Tottenham Academy graduate. So I think that's the difference in the two sides, the quality of players in the squad. Not the fact that they came from Premier League clubs, but there is a difference in quality between the two squads, most certainly.
It's been evident all game as Ribeiro was able to win back the ball for Harrisburg City. Ribeiro on it again. McClaws skips inside of Lancaster. Still McClaws. Looks to flip it over, but Sean Reynolds is there. Mendoza on it.
See, it's better from Harrisburg City Islanders, but at 4-0, they're being allowed to.
Official Louisville City FC Twitter handle at Lou City FC.
And Jetsing corrals it. Craig in some trouble. So Reynolds in some trouble. Craig gives him the outlet. And he'll look long. Sanchez was trying to get going there, but cut out. Former Louisville College product, Sanchez is. Spent 3 years there. Puerto Rican international as well. He's 4 games played for his country. Sanchez able to slip it into Ribeiro. Ribeiro clips it into path of Wilson. Sprayed out to McClaws.
Now you've got bodies in the box for the visitors.
McClaws floats it to the back. Manolo gets ahead on it. Just skips past Mensah.
That's Reynolds with a timely intervention. Just reads what's happening and just gets his head to it. Because had it not, I think it would have fallen kindly for Mensah. Just shows you Ribeiro on the far post at 6'4". He's definitely an aerial threat. No surprise there. But for me there, Speedy Williams, not because I like his name. I think he's been one of the most impressive performers. He's one of those players you don't gravitate towards because he's not a flair player. He doesn't do flicks and tricks. But if you've got a problem, he's invariably the man that finds a solution for you. He's tidy, he's neat, he's very efficient.
Substitution. Entering the match, number 12, Rashid Olabi.
And another substitution brought to you by Great Clips. Paul Wilson, the team's leading scorer, will come off for Rashid Olabi. Olabi second on the team in minutes played, but coming off the bench in today's match. Morad comes down with it, slips in Ownby. Ownby looking for the first time cross. Goes all the way through.
See, sometimes a sort of aimless cross like that can be so dangerous. It's low and it's hard. It can hit a player's shin, can come off anything and go into the goal. Just wonder if Coach O'Connor...
Lancaster with a great look, slides in Ownby.
He's being caught there.
And Ownby goes down hard.
Referee signaling in the corner, but Ownby's not getting up, is he?
And again, Ownby just coming back from injury, a muscle strain, and then followed by a stomach virus.
Fans, tonight's attendance presented by Hometown Pizza is
this does not look good right now.
So we see here he gets between the two defenders, and it's Mohamed there who catches him late. So another second look. There we go. Yeah, just traps that left leg, doesn't he?
Now, there's no penalty call here because he did get the ball first, did go through the player a little bit. What do you think?
Once you've committed to a challenge, it's impossible against the laws of physics to stop.
Yeah.
But he hasn't gone to hit the player. I don't deny that Ownby right now is not feeling good, but what he's probably felt is that he's opened the ligaments in the knee up possibly, and that is causing the discomfort. So that's what they're checking at the moment. They're trying to get a guidance from the player. Be interesting to see if he gets up and puts weight through his legs. So coming up like that, I would imagine that he's not struggling too much, or is he? You can tell I'm not medically trained, can't you?
Well, we'll see if he can continue. Again, this is a guy that want to see him available for selection for James O'Connor's crew, no doubt.
He'll want to do it himself, but he's struggling to put weight on what looks like they're sort of manipulating the ankle.
And as we watch Ownby hopefully get off the field and is under power, we'll see if he comes back. Just want to remind you, stay up to date with the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with the man, the myth, the legend, Mike Watts, Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM-FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget, Sirius XM-FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times.
What's interesting now, if Ownby comes off, they've used their 3 substitutions.
So they would go down to 10 for the final 10 minutes or so, as we will have a little bit of stoppage time in this half as we've had some injuries.
But he seems to have walked easier as he came off.
Ball whipped in and headed out.
Big guy Pereira there, a magnet for that ball at 6'4". As a corner taker, the one thing you do is eliminate him, put it anywhere but.
This time, a little in-swinger to the back post, but
he's giving it. Is he giving the handball?
I believe he's saying outside the area, but it was absolutely close.
You know what? If we get a replay, we'll have a better idea, I hope. Well, Jimenez wishes he was on right now.
Yeah.
Going to be tough. You see, you're so close to the goal. You've got a wall 10 yards away, which obviously I know you know, but to get it up, over and down, and away from the goalkeeper. That's, if this gets executed, then that is a superb piece of skill.
See who takes it, as you mentioned. Hardest place you can. It'll be Lancaster. Woo! Buzzes it by.
Tell you what, he gave someone in the wall a haircut there, didn't he? Don't know if that was far away by the look on his face.
Ownby is back
That's
on
good
the
news.
field.
Good news for team and player.
See how he's moving gingerly right now. Lancaster takes it out of play. Craig gets his head up looking for Lancaster, but heavy first touch cedes possession.
See there, Calvano saying option, option, option. You never saw a Louisville City player do that. They've always had the solution in front of them, more than one.
Grand Jetsing, comfortable just.
He's just teasing. He's just teasing Mensah there. Look, Mensah's running on his own. Just sit back, get the shape of the team, rather than go chasing on your own.
Oh, Muhammad comes in late with arms up.
That's a physical challenge.
Remember, he's sitting on a yellow already.
That is a physical challenge, because is there any need to go flying in at this stage of the game with the scoreline as it is?
And you see Del Piccolo putting his arm up saying that was an elbow, and
the referee is, look at the referee's face, he is livid.
Muhammad's asking for the far side fourth official to get in the linesman to get involved in this conversation.
Leave the officials to make the decision, but that at best is a robust challenge, and I think unnecessary. But with all this going on, the referee hasn't given a card.
Is it in his head that he's given him already? Does he not want to give a red in this situation?
I really can't answer that. I don't know.
Because it shouldn't
I'm just
factor
thinking
into
that,
it.
all right, the hands have gone in the pocket. Here we
There
go.
we go.
That's different. Second yellow.
Oh.
The thing is, when you jump, you will raise your arms naturally, but I just think it's unnecessarily aggressive. And it's a second yellow, so the player must leave the action.
Fans, tonight's Modelo Man of the Match voted by you is number 7, Mark Anthony Cain. Man of the Match is presented by Modelo Especial, a bottled Mexican beer.
Well, you can hear the stadium announcer, Mark Anthony Cain. We're going to have a discussion about that, but I'm not unhappy.
Yeah.
I thought he had a great performance so far.
And I'm sorry, I misspoke. He was not sitting on a yellow card. There was a yellow card issued to him in the first half. My apologies.
My apologies, yes. I'm going to take that back.
I led you down that path, so I'll take the hit.
Nope, my fault.
McCabe settles it on his chest, plays it to Ownby.
I wonder who got the yellow card then.
We'll have to look back at the match report. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm a little confused there. There was an incident in the first half, but the yellow was brandished in his direction. Played long to Miller. As we cross into the 88th minute here, Gary O'Reilly, Dallin Cuff. It's been a fun one to watch if you're a Lou City fan, which you all are out there for the most part.
Yeah, I can say that your team look good value for money right now. They're going to go top of the division, and with all those home games coming up, they've got a chance of extending their lead.
From what you watched film on this team, you saw them play other games. Is there? We've seen strength here. Is there a weakness? Are there things that need to be improved within this side?
You won't know until you go up against the best teams. You won't know until you go up against a team as confident as you are, whose attitude is, we can beat you. You looked at Harrisburg City Islanders this evening. They didn't come into this game thinking, you know what, we could win 3-0 tonight. You didn't feel it. You couldn't sense it. It wasn't there. So until they meet that kind of opponent, we won't know those answers. You can always strengthen a team. It depends what your budget is and how you can go, about how you wish to go about things. You can always improve the organization. There's always something you'll find at fault because you never play the perfect game as an individual or as a team. The coach himself, to keep his players focused, to keep them as a unit, to keep them believing in the way that he sees the game being played. So there's always something you can tweak, work with. I mean, Coach O'Connor never seems to play the same system twice, back to back. So he's always moving, and that says to me the players are adaptable. The players are prepared to work to his remit.
Here's Ownby now, looking to get end line and clip it in. It goes off the defender out for a corner. The last time Louisville lost, now they will have moved to winning 5 of 6. They did lose to Charlotte, who they're chasing in the standings. Well, they were chasing in the standings. They're about to jump over them. Yeah. And that Charlotte team they lost on the road 3-1. Have a tough stretch coming up here with quality opponents. To your point, Orlando City will be coming to town on August 26th, and then Charleston comes to town on September 2nd. That'll be another tough battle.
Great games to look forward to. Absolutely. I mean, Louisville City fans should be licking their lips.
3 minutes of extra time.
High floating ball toward the penalty spot.
That's another corner.
Muhammad plays it out.
Is he complaining that it should be a goal kick?
I think he's complaining about any call. If he's upset about the yellow he got,
I think he is just upset right now because he's been given a hard time by Davis IV and Kay. Now Ownby's come on. Now he's got a booking. He feels unjustified. So, I mean, that corner's got to, that ball's got to be in the sector.
Oh, runs onto it. Beautiful header.
That's the defender. Is that Touch again?
Great service, and then Tosh finishes with a near post run, skips the header in, 5-0.
Sting in the tail. Coaches hate that when they concede goals from set plays, because you practice and practice to set up defending against them. So everybody should, in theory, know their place. Look, you've got players on the post, they're marking the zone. You've got a runner. So there, Ribeiro is almost stationary, and Tosh just comes straight through. Movement and getting ahead of players who are stationary. That's the one thing about zonal marking for me that's a negative. You are stationary while other players, opponents, move around you.
The only thing negative to me on that was that celebration. I'm not sure if that was a samba or what that was, but that goal, Lou City goal, brought to you by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education. Kentucky Lottery. Sean Tosh getting the 5th. Did you like the celebration? Did you think the hot foot, whatever he was doing there?
I don't know when his birthday is, but hopefully he gets dance lessons. Oh, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
He should celebrate something. That was a heck of a goal.
You score a goal at this stage of the game, you can dance however you wish as far as I'm concerned. I'm no one to criticize with my dance moves.
Fair enough. Paco Craig plays it long. We have 3 minutes of stoppage time with what we were lined up for. We'll see if Aaron Hernandez, the official, extends that with the goal, or if he'll let this just end for Harrisburg City.
Yeah, he could be merciful and just clock out at the 3-minute mark. And see here the Louisville City, I'm going to say all the names wrong now. Louisville City fans singing a Culture Club song.
There you go, Paco Craig. And there's your final. Craig and all the Lou City fans will celebrate 5-0 drubbing of Harrisburg City Islanders. They go top of the table in the Eastern Conference, sitting pretty with 4 or 5 games to come up at home. We'll be back to wrap it up here in just a minute from Louisville Slugger Field. 5-0 is your final.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we do one thing. And we do it better than anyone else. So why not let our food do the talking? Love in the window. Raising Cane's, only the best chicken finger meals. One love.
Pizza, beer, sports. A great combination. Join other sports fans at Boomba's Pizza and Tap House in Louisville, where you'll find what Food Network says is the best pizza in Kentucky. Incredible game day and social hour specials starting at just $2. With an award-winning menu and one of city's best local craft beer list. Just one bite, and we know you'll love it so much, you'll come back time and time again at Boomba's Pizza and Tap House, your social sports destination.
When my hair is too long, I don't feel right. But when I get a cut, I'm me again, only better. My tattoo gets feistier. My crazy eye snaps to attention. I become my own Wi-Fi hotspot.
I just downloaded the entire internet.
And trust falls? They don't even scare me anymore. That pomade really broke my fall.
Get in, get out, back to greatness. Download the online check-in app. Great clips. It's gonna be great.
Back here at Louisville Slugger Field, the fans are feeling it, and rightfully so. 5-0. The home team blanks the Harrisburg City Islanders. Gary O'Reilly, Dallin Cuff here to wrap things up, and let's get you the highlights. And it started Louisville City early on in this game, just took absolute control and created consistently.
Yeah, it started early and it went till late, didn't it? This was a sign of things to come. Beautiful strike, and after this, the visitors have absolutely no answer.
Mark Anthony Cain, the Canadian, opens up the scoring, slots it home, and it wouldn't really stop after that. Here comes your second goal via Ilya Illich.
First goal to come indirectly from a set play. Illich with the striker's instincts, reacting first, never leaves that zone between the posts. Strike across the face of the goal. Goalkeeper, again, with no chance of saving that one.
And they would put 3 in, though, before the break. It would not be done. It would be off a set piece again. A little bit of chaos, wasn't clean, but in the end, it finishes in the back of the net by Paolo Del Piccolo.
Yeah, the running theme of the game, conceding goals from set plays. But when Del Piccolo makes that run, you'll see him bursting from the left of your screen. He's unmarked. You've got to start defending better if you want to stop conceding goals.
And that slip by Josh Grosh really hurt them, and they've had many miscues in the back, then that one led to a goal for Lou City, and they continued to pour it on in the second half. It wasn't as fast and furious, but let's keep it going in the first half, I should say. Illich had a chance to make it 2 for himself.
He does there, but he gets that selfish striker's instinct on. He could have found Kay, but he's coming back into the action and wanted to grab some goals for himself. So we'll forgive him this time.
This time because he does this. Look, hooks up Niall McCabe. McCabe finishes first time pretty.
So Illich finds space between midfield and defence. What he does have that makes the whole thing happen is movement ahead of the ball. Beautiful little dink pass. McCabe with an invitation he cannot refuse.
And Shantosh in stoppage time put the cherry on top of the sundae for the fans. Coming off the corner, another set piece goal. Great run, great finish.
Yep, you've got a hybrid of man marking and zonal marking, and Tosh gets right ahead of that big post, Ribeiro, and even with bad dancing, it doesn't matter. That's a real good result for the home team.
Great finish for him and great finish for this Lou City team. A comprehensive performance. You see the numbers, and they do tell the story in this case.
3 shots from Harrisburg City Islanders is never going to win you a game, not when the opponents have 19. The possession is reasonably equal, but it doesn't tell the story. The real one to tell the story is at the top left. 5 goals to 0. That is all she wrote. That's all she needed to write.
And it was actually hard to find a Magna Wave save of the game, but we dug deep here, and we're going to come your way. Greg Red Jetsing, of course, gets the Magna Wave save of the game. This is just off a cross. He came out and made his presence felt and got a punch to it.
Look, he's got 2 opponents ahead of him. Right, and then just comes in there, dominates. I want my goalkeeper positive, incisive, and then I can react to that. Dominates his area exactly the way a goalkeeper should.
Save of the game brought to you by Magna Wave, the leader in pulsed electromagnetic field therapy, and that is Greg Ranjetsing with the save. Comprehensive win. Final thought from you, Gary O'Reilly.
They go top. That's what it's about. Now, getting there's the easy bit. Staying there is the test of what this team can truly achieve. So I think the home fans are in for a treat the next few games. They've got plenty to watch, and they've got a great team to provide it.
Absolutely. They are now top of the table in the Eastern Conference. Lou City is with 2 games in hand, but they have a tough test coming to town. Orlando City B will be back here at Louisville Slugger Field on Saturday, August 26, 7:30 p.m. Don't miss it. It's going to be a great game. OCB against Lou City. Well, that's your final here from Louisville Slugger Field. 5-0, 5 different goal scorers for the home team. Impressive showing as they go top of the table now, tied with Charlotte Independence, but above them on goal difference. 2 games in hand, 4 out of 5 at home. Everything is set up for James O'Connor's crew. We'll see if they continue to pile forward in this 2017 campaign. For Gary O'Reilly, our entire crew, I am Dallin Cuff. We'll see you next time